Yeah. Um, Rahubet, everyone. This is Sishat. Thanks for tuning in today on WAEO Radio. Today's segment is from Temple of Ma'atre, and we have me and our co-host Fatima today. And today we're going to talk about a great topic. Clean home means a clean mind. So we thought it would be great to, start with the basics on how to grow into your higher self by first, learning basic skills like having a clean home, um, organizing the energies in your home, cleansing, things like that. So, you can meditate and be comfortable and really grow into yourself, because when you have a lot of clutter around, it's hard to concentrate. It's hard to get organize your thoughts together. And yeah, so Fatima, you want to add on to our topic?
Yeah, sis, I was just, I was sharing the link and everything so everybody can tune in or, you know, uh, yeah, absolutely. We talk about the physical 360 degrees and the spiritual 360 to make 720. So, the saying that people say cleanliness is godliness. It's just not a physical cleanliness. And cleaning out your mind also is dealing with the negative thoughts or the negative vibes or the disagreeable energy. It's not just one side. So you have to recognize it to fix it, you know. So this is a good topic. I think it's a topic that topics like the one we did um earlier this week talking about divine love. And we kept saying a shook too. And Jermaine had pointed that out. I was like, yeah, because some people may listen and they don't know they may not know what ashuk means, ashuk or ashuk, whatever, that what mean, what that means. Simple topics like this is to me what people need to deal with, because people gonna deal with what they deal with, whatever how they get their spirituality, you know. But simple topics like this, people skip over, and want to get straight to the higher sense, instead of dealing with the now, the simple things, instead of the complex things.
Exactly. And I also want to add to that. Um, I also feel like whenever you have a lot of clutter in your mind, it will project outwardly. Or whenever you're in a state of chaos, or you just can't think clearly, it's going to reflect outwardly in your home, at your job or work place, school, whatever you may be doing. So I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. Once you clear, organize outwardly, it'll organize inwardly as well. As once you, clear out your mind and go in a more balanced state, outwardly it'll balance out as well. So I think it all goes hand in hand. The physical world and the mental world, it all acts together simultaneously. So like you said, it is important to um, have that cleanliness. As people say, cleanliness is godliness. It's it is
Yeah.
an important aspect
Yeah. Right.
into reaching your higher
I
self.
want to say that the cleanliness is next to godliness, and people think
And
that it's perfect.
another thing I also wanted to talk about that goes along with that is, energies. You want to have, not only do you want to keep a clean home, but you want to have the energies in your home good. So what me and my family like to do is, put nice incense, make the home smell really good,
Mm-hmm.
have crystals around, which will also balance the energies. Some crystals I would recommend is like um, quartz or like smoky quartz. Darker crystals are going to absorb negative energy, so it'll clear out negative energies from your home. So like smoky quartz, tourmaline, things like that. Um, and also Himalayan salt, pink Himalayan salt.
Mm-hmm.
You probably see it in stores a lot now. It's becoming a big trend, but that's actually really, really good in cleansing your energies. It actually also absorbs like your electromagnetic or EMF waves from like computers and electronics and stuff that might have also balance off your frequencies. So those are also good to keep around the home. And yeah, just keep your home welcoming, colorful, clean, so you feel good in it, you feel comfortable, and always add your own personality to your home. And you don't have to just make it bland and white and plain. Like you can add color and colorful pillows and decorations, but still keep it nice and orderly. So you can keep a clear mind and have a comfortable home for yourself, so you can meditate there and um, do things that you enjoy.
Yeah, that's funny because to me, like if you just looking at it in that simple way, um, about meditating in a clean home with nice pillows and yeah, like I mean, just with that idea, like if someone sit around would like sit in a trash place and meditate. See, that is you to me, you are the balance, but like you said, your mind reflects outwardly. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
if your mind is cluttered, you know what I mean? So that's just funny. Like if you wouldn't imagine that sitting in like a pile of trash, meditating, then your mind has to reflect that. Also, it's not a perfection. Perfection is an illusion. Like we can have neatness and cleanliness, like you said. Like I always keep. I think I go through. I don't even know how many incense I go through in a week because I constantly burn them, and that smell. Um, Especially like when he goes out and he comes back in, or even when I go out and come back in, and he smells that good smell. It's aromatherapy. You know, really cool, really calm, really collected. When he comes in and or the kids when they come, from outside and play, it brings you some peace. Not to have things. The physical does affect the spiritual. Not just to have the things not thrown around and not orderly. It affects your mind. It affects your mood, which is a spiritual part of you.
Exactly. And to
So
add
you
on to
step.
your, oh, go ahead,
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
I pause long, but go ahead. I remember.
Okay. Yeah, not to cut off your wisdom, Fatima. To add on to that, um, also I feel like many times we need to do cleanses. Like right now, what I'm doing in my home is we're cleansing out our home. So we're getting rid of literally everything that we don't need anymore. Even though we might think we need it, we don't really use it anymore, so why keep it around the house? And things also have certain frequencies and energies latched onto it. If it's from something, a past memory that is kind of like a negative memory, you don't want to keep something around you that's going to be reminding you of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now what we're doing is cleansing out our house, getting rid of old clothes that we don't need, getting rid of just things that we don't really use, or just going to keep piling up. So I think also that's important, just like how you would cleanse your mind of negative thoughts, negative energies, just how you would cleanse your body if you're feeling not good, or your stomach's not feeling good. Just like how you cleanse your body, it's good to also cleanse your home.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if you're familiar. You remind me of a hadith and I'm looking it up. It remind me of a hadith and a surah, because I think it's Surah Al-Fil, the elephant. Even though the elephant is big, it doesn't carry around a lot. They move all the time, and they don't. They leave what they leave. They use from the earth, and they keep it moving. And then it's talking about the people that pile up earthly possessions. They're not gaining any spirituality with the earthly possessions. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with possessions either. I think it's sort of Phil. I'm not sure. It's in the last part of it's in just Amma. But also is a hadith the Prophet Muhammad said about to live like a traveler. And I remember people trying to get that, like saying they didn't have to buy a bed, they didn't have to, do this and do that. But it's really like a traveler mentally too, spiritually. Like, don't get so caught up into the physical possessions that you forget your spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
What you were saying kind of reminded me of that. Like, people, you ever seen someone in a fire, like a video of someone in a fire? They trying to go back to get they lose all of their senses to run back in to get a photo album. Or I ain't saying the dog or the cat because that's a being, but physical possessions like, no, my fur coat, oh Lord.
Yeah.
But they take the risk, with smoke inhalation and burning whatever. They take all them risks to, not forget, not for the pictures, when the mental pictures are better than those physical pictures. It's the memory that counts. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Exactly. And like you said, be like a traveler. Like, travelers are minimalists. It also ties in not only with the Islam, but I like you said, the Muhammadan stuff, but also in the Buddhist ideologies with Zen, and things like that. They're very minimalist. They keep very minimal things, only
Yeah.
things they need. They only have a few clothes. Even travelers, they actually wear all the clothes that they have. They don't even have clothes that they're lugging around with them. They wear all the clothes they have. That's why
Yeah.
you see a lot of the the nomadic people, um, especially in North Africa and things like that. They wear a lot of layers. They wear all their jewelry. They wear all the stuff because they need to travel light. They can't lug around a bunch of clothes with them. You
Yeah.
know, and like you said, spiritually as well, you can't lug around a lot of um, old energies or past energies, or you know just bad energy. You can keep the good stuff. You can keep the good memories and the good stuff, but just whatever is not going to help you in your journey, just throw it out. Like, you don't need to lug it around with you. It's just going to weigh you down in your travels.
Yeah. Also, like my mother, like if people left stuff at our house, like a belonging, people leave their energy there. That belongs to them. So depending, like if things used to go wrong in the house after someone left their belongings to the house, my mother would say, put that outside. And we would have to clean the house. She knew that it was a spiritual essence that they left as well, you know? So like you're saying, like getting rid of some earthly possessions when they're in no longer need, you're letting go that part of that journey to get to the next journey. That makes
Exactly.
sense.
No, you perfectly make sense. And that goes the same with your body or your mind as well. Like just as possessions have certain frequencies and have certain energies. For example, in your life, you might have had a bully, and their negative energy might have latched onto you, and you still feel that um, as you get older, you're still not as you might not be as confident, or you might be ashamed still, and you might still have a negative image of yourself, and that's not the real you. That's that bully's energy that attached onto you, that's making you think that's you, but that's not the real you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to, go back in your mind and, cast out those negative energies, those negative memories, those negative thoughts, just like how you would clean your home, clean your mind out of those negative energies, and that will help you go into your discovery of your true self. Not the things that people have been telling you, like you're this and you're that. That's all outside of you. You are who you are, and that's within you. And a lot of people try to search outside of them to figure out what's inside of them, when
Yeah.
really you need to make
Inside.
that journey within.
Yes. Yep. It's inside. Yep.
Hmm.
That's actually kind of what I don't know, what I did the little broadcast earlier because well on Facebook when I was talking about you kind of touched on what I was talking about kind of too, because people want to fix the outward, even though it goes together, but it has to be balanced. Both have to happen, not just one. Like this spiritual mind is your body. You create that with your mind.
Hmm.
So if your mind is clean, so shall be the body. But that's dealing with both sides, that negative and the positive, not just one. Centering your mind is the negative and the positive, not just one.
Exactly, a
But,
balance.
yeah, but I think people get caught up in just wanting to be positive when you thou shall not want. You just can't use one to gain, even though we look at uh cleanliness of the home as a positive thing, but it only can get clean if it was dirty. It's not just going to stay clean all the time. It has to get dirty. That's why we're constantly cleaning, brushing our teeth, our hair. You know what I mean? It gets dirty. It's a constant cycle. It's a constant rotation. It's not just positivity. It's negativity too. Agreeable, disagreeable. Everything is that. And then it's the balance of both. The
Exactly,
clean.
like
Yeah.
exactly. You need to know the disagreeable side to know the agreeable side. You need to know the agreeable side to know the disagreeable side. They both can't exist without each other. Just like, like the yin and yang symbol, it
Yeah.
needs both sides to make a complete circle.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, when people say all is one, yes, all is one, everything's oneness, but the duality makes the oneness, and the oneness makes the duality. They just go both hand in hand.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's just what I know from my experience.
Yeah.
Just like, there can't, if everything was always good, there would be no such thing as evil. It'd just be that. It wouldn't even call good, it would just be that. But since there an evil exists, that means a good has to exist, because a good exists and evil has to exist.
Hmm.
And
What
then that,
you ever seen the Vampire in Brooklyn?
mm-mm.
It's a movie with Eddie Murphy. Uh, he's talking about. He said he the spirit that's in him, the vampire spirit takes over other forms, right? And he takes over the a preacher, and he's on the. He couldn't stay in the church, so they came outside. He was talking, and he was saying, "Evil is good," and everybody looked confused. And I mean, he made a joke out of it, but I understood it in another sense. Like you have to look at the evil to find the good, and you have to look at the good to find the evil. You just can't look at the good and then say everything is evil. Like you had to see what was wrong to see what was right. It's the same but a different frequency. It is the yin and yang. Yin and yang. Everything is yin and yang. But when you want to be, even if you're trying to heighten yourself, or you just want to stick to the yin and not the yang, or the yang and not the yin, you'll always be off balance. Always. Yep.
Exactly. And that's why it's mastering the 180 degrees of agreeable or yin or whatever you want to call it, and
Mm-hmm.
mastering the 180 degrees of disagreeable, which makes 360 degrees, mastering yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then, on top of that, there's the 360 degrees of physical and 360 degrees of spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the disagreeable and agreeable sides within those as well.
Yeah. Yep. So no matter how you look at it, that's why the love, and no matter, like you said, like I said something, you said like about Islam or the Mohammedans, and you saw the same thing in the Buddhist way, in another form or another wording, or it's just that's what people need to find the cleanliness, to get to the godliness. They got to look at the both of what you know and what they know, and not just at a competing way, in a balanced way, to get the divine truth in you. That's where the cleanliness comes from. Because we also know people have clean houses and dirty hearts. Oh, yeah.
Mm,
I'm sorry.
exactly.
Someone asked me
Oh
to
no, you're good.
share. I gotta share again. So, yes, you don't have your company today. The baby.
Oh, yeah. I'm at this like business center.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to add on to what you're saying, you're totally right. Um, it's not just about the physical, and it's just not about the spiritual, it's about both. Like you said, everything can be clean, all nice and neat, but they may be an awful person inside. So that's what we have to be careful. Many people wear many cloaks and many masks. Um, and some cloaks are needed. Something, you act. It's not necessarily cloaks and masks are bad. Some people, you wear a different cloak when you talk to a person at the store, whereas you would talk to your husband a different way. It's not necessarily bad. It's just some people you have to be really careful of, because like you said, there's agreeable and disagreeable and everything. There's good cloaks, and then there's disagreeable cloaks, and that's what we have to be careful for. You know. Um,
I agree. But those sometimes you need the mask to repel that energy that someone is putting off. You need your cloak for that too.
yeah.
So I mean, that's the healing though. But that cloak, I might need to put on my my Buddhist cloak today to speak with the Buddhists to understand where they're coming from so we can come to an agreement. But if I just say, oh, he's a Buddhist and I'm not a Buddhist, I'm only stand on the disagreeable. So I have to become a Buddhist for a minute. I got to get into the Buddhist mind for a minute for us to deal with reasoning. That's the healing part.
And you know, a lot of people talk about religion is bad and this and that. A lot of religion, there's truth in it. You just have to take the truth in everything. There's a truth in everything, and there's lies in everything. Not everything, but there's a truth and there's lies. There may be lies within a religion, but you can always take the truth and you can always take what's good about it and apply it to your real life.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to reject the whole thing. Because I see some good things in Buddhism, and not everything in Buddhism is good. I see some good things in Islam. I could see some good things in Christianity. You know, I don't personally have a religion, but I see the goodness in these things, and I see how for some people they need that, and for some people it helps them.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, they have a dirty house, they want to get clean. Maybe Zen Buddhism is their way, so I'll show people, okay, why don't you try Zen Buddhism, you know? And that may help you. That may be the path you need to take right now. And for some people, it might be something else. But, you know, that's all part of, like you said, healing and growing into your higher self, discovering your true self.
Like that's the part of their cleanliness. That's what they need for their. It goes back to what I was talking to. They're like, if it's peaceful, if it's fixing their life, why do I gotta cut into it? You know, even though things, but if that's their way, it's their way. It's some good things in it, you know. But you have to look at it from a divine eye to see it, you know.
Exactly. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to cut off your wisdom, sister. You can keep going.
You know, they have to look at it from that divine eye to see their, you know. I think we were talking about this kind of last Monday, because I said, like, someone asked me one time if someone was praying, would I be upset? Would I walk away? No. They're doing a peaceful act. That's how they're becoming better. How can I be offended by that? So.
Exactly. And exactly, we have to look at everything from that divine eye, or that ashuk that we need to have for each other, because that's really what the world, I think, that's what the world needs right now, ashuk. And people just take everything for what they see and not really try to overstand. They only understand. They don't overstand the situation. For example, maybe someone might have a dirty house, a dirty room and stuff, but you don't have to judge them for that. Maybe they're going through something right now. Maybe they're, you know, they're trying to get their life right, but they just don't know how. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And a lot of, like, they say, you know, a lot of like geniuses and, like, you know, scientists and things like that, people who are like that have a cluttered house, you know, because they're just so working so much in their studies and things like that. You know, there's many different ways of looking at it. But, you know, what we're trying to say is that clean house, whatever you may be going through, that might help in what you're going through, in order to have a clean mind, in order to have just a refreshing, like a blank slate. Like, maybe you have a writer's block or something, and you don't know, you need more creativity, you need more inspiration. You might have to just clean out your mind, clean your house, and just have that clean slate so you can start over and then start creating again. You know, there's many ways of looking at it.
Yeah, some things people just don't know. some people just don't know. I had a sister staying with me at one time. And, you know, we do our cleaning. Every time we went to clean, she would just clean out under the sink. She would, like everybody else, would be vacuuming, wiping down stuff. And the only thing that she would do is clean up out under the sink. So I was getting offended, like we doing the walls, we wipe it down. So I asked her, I said, why do you, because I wanted to know, I thought that was disturbing, but I'd seen in her face and in her energy that she didn't mean any harm by it. So I asked her, I said, sis, why do every time we clean up, you clean out, you know, from under the sink? And I seen that she was a little messy in other areas too. Like she wouldn't put things back and stuff like that, you know. So I asked her, and she said, well, when I was growing up, that's the only job I had to do was clean out under the sink. And my other sisters did everything else. So she just really needed guidance. She really didn't know, like, you know, I put a little bit of bleach in my dish, you know. So stuff like she didn't know stuff, you know. So sometimes if you take, you know, you look, you step back, you can help someone in an area they may not know. Like, and you know what, to the brothers, cleaning ain't just for women. I don't know who came up with that idea. Yeah, she run the house, she can have it peaceful and things where she want, but that's your job too. It's not just a woman's job. It's for everybody. You should want it just as clean. What is she, you know, especially she has children, you know, she's attending to them all day. She's cleaning up after them all day herself and cleaning herself and cooking. She, you know, she might just, you need to do it all day. You need to do it one day, a day, some days. It's just not a woman's job. You should want that same cleanliness for yourself. It ain't nothing like you putting your hands to some work. Whether you go out the house and work or not, why not put that same different or whatever kind of work in your own home?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And
with a man changing a baby's diaper, but that goes back to the spirituality. Who put that in your spirit? Why is that in your spirit? That is a woman's job to clean. You clean your body. That's it. That's all you're supposed to do. It ain't one person's job. Everybody is a family effort. You know, some women, you know, only thing he has to do is take out the trash, and that's it. That's the boy's job. But most of the time, the woman is telling you to take it out. Hey, babe, did you remember to take the trash out? Or you're sitting next to the door or something. We got to work on our spirits to really step into the godliness. Everybody just want to be gods. Period. They're going to step into empathy and make that. They're going to clean the house like this. And everything going to fall into place. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Like there is a lot of people out there, you know, claiming to be gods and I'm the Netaru and things like that. But do the actions in your life or does your environment around you and within you really reflect that? So sometimes you have to ask these so-called gods, you know, what are you doing that makes you a god? Or you know, you kind of sometimes have to ask them, prove that you're a god. Can you like just at a click of a button or at a thought, everything, like you said, goes back into place and your house is clean just from a thought? Or does it take the thought then the action? You can't just like move everything into place like just with your mind, you know.
Well, you know, and it's, you know, that's what I think I was speaking on it earlier, and the last time we were doing the show, I was saying that people just instantly just want to do the good stuff and never deal with the bad stuff, and that's not balance. If we are nature, we even know that Netaru, we know that nature goes through a process. of cleansing. The summer is a cleansing of the spring, and the fall is a cleansing of the whatever. That's how the seasons go. They cleanse each other up. When the leaves fall on the ground from the trees because the fall is coming, the next season use the dirtiness from the season before. Everybody don't like snow, like it's the snow season now. But that dirtiness of the snow that bothers people or whatever, even though it's white, yeah, people don't like the snow, but that snow helps the flowers bloom in the spring. So the nature itself goes through a process. It goes through a constant cleanliness state and a dirtiness state. Always.
Yep. I was actually, to add on to your wisdom, sister, I was actually just looking at the bare trees, right? And I just thought it was so amazing how a tree does that. Like when a tree sheds its leaves, it looks dead. When in fact it's still alive. It's kind of just hibernating. I know, I was just looking, it just amazed me, these simple things in nature, how it works. And then when it comes like springtime, the leaves start growing again.
Yeah.
And like the tree knows, it has a conscious. It knows when to cleanse itself from the old leaves. And then it knows again to grow back the new and start over again, and then bear delicious fruits or nuts or whatever it does. But like you said, the old makes the new.
Yeah.
The old leaves that fall down will turn into the fertilizer in the ground and help the tree grow newer leaves again. But it is a constant cycle, almost never-ending cycle.
And it knows, I want to say intuitively, when to do it. Nobody's telling the tree. Tree, shed leaves. But we say we are nature, and we fight against our nature. So we are a tree. We constantly shed skin every day. We constantly, you're not stopping that part of your nature. So why that mind is a higher nature that we can control. Because our physical is doing its part in some ways, naturally. And some of the ways naturally we interfere with, the way we eat, the way we stress, the environment, our actions, our emotions, the free will that we have blocks our spiritual sense, our nature, our natural. So what's naturally our nature spiritually? If we know what is naturally nature physically, like sleeping, eating, drinking water, going to the bathroom, that's the physical. What is the spiritual? The spiritual is healing, because even through the seasons go through its change. It's constantly healing the planet, and it's dying and it's healing, and it's dying and it's healing, like we described the tree. That's your spirit. So there's no separation in anything or anyone.
Yeah.
That's the cleanliness of the mind. When we stop seeing our separate selves and seeing everything as one. And even though there's individuals, there's still separate selves, but seeing what's in that self, what's in you. If we all come from a source, the source, then we will all have remnants of that source or parts of that source.
Yeah, and one day, who, at least for those who are seeking to go higher spiritually, mentally, and all that, one day we're all going to have to go back to the source. And, what we're just saying is having that clean mind and clean home, both physical and spiritual, mastering both, will help elevate yourself, elevate your frequencies to go back to that source. But like you also said before too, in the end, like the fire analogy, you're not gonna not going to take the physical with you. You're going to have to leave that all behind. So that's why it's great to be minimalist, because you don't need a whole lot of stuff in this physical world, because in the end you're not going to be able to take it with you anyway. Even money, that's just pieces of paper. You're not going to take that with you.
You ever
You're
seen?
going to have to.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, keep going.
Seen, like, I used to watch. I used to watch like building shows, like how they would break down a house and rebuild it. Um, like with recycled stuff, or I used to watch even shows like MTV Cribs. Not that I wasn't fascinated by their lives, but every time I would look at someone's home, even when they would like build a family's home because they didn't have a home, and they would go in their rooms, like put furniture in their room. It wasn't never clutter. Minimal stuff, like a nice couch, a TV, a picture on the wall. It wasn't just like 10,000 CDs. You know what I'm saying? They might did a mural on the wall as art, but they just had a bed and a dresser and a lamp. It's still minimal. Maybe you can be more minimal than that. But I just always was like, they don't have a whole lot. Like people think like, okay, they show the extravagance where people have a whole lot of cars and all. I'm just talking about inside the house. The house was always minimal. And even like, you ever seen tiny homes? You ever seen that? I used to watch it.
Yeah,
On
I love
YouTube.
tiny homes.
Yeah,
I'm a big
yeah,
advocate for tiny homes.
yeah, yep. And I was like, wow. And how they take the stairs, and the stairs become like the drawers to put your clothes, or storage space, and the small bathroom, and it's really nice. It's beautiful too.
Mhm.
But people have become delusional and think that bigger is better. Go big or go home. When they can't go big for their mind, or get rid of things that's not needed. Even me, like I was telling you, man, I need to go because we have a lot of like papers, and I need to go through it and throw whatever we don't need out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I said before, like that's kind of what we're doing right now. And you know, a lot of people, they get all this stuff, right? Thinking that's going to satisfy them. They get that big house and then fill it with all that extravagant furniture and all that stuff, all the chains and rings and diamonds and all this stuff. Like there's just literally stuff in the end. Like man puts value onto those things, but and then it's just kind of stuff like a big house, a big car, and all this stuff. But it still doesn't satisfy them. They're still searching for more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when your mind and your soul and your spirit comes in, because your soul is craving for more, but the physical isn't going to satisfy your soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you're looking for something higher. You're looking for truth. You're looking for a shuk, divine love, simply known as divine love. Um,
And you know
you're
what?
looking.
Go with what you're saying real quick. The people that commit the most suicide are the people in the higher income brackets. It's not the poor. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are probably the most. I see the people who have nothing. Honestly, I've seen the happiest.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can have nothing in the world. They're on the streets. They don't have anything, but they're still happy. They still have a smile on their face. Well, I see, walking around the city or whatever, these people or so-called, rich people, they look unhappy. They don't look satisfied. They look like they're not enjoying life at all. You
Yeah.
know, it's all about the mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Always.
Hmm.
Whether people realize it or not, the physical and the spiritual always go together. Always. It never, in any situation, it always goes together. Everything you do.
Hmm.
Even if you're eating, You're physically eating, but it's gonna affect you spiritually. How? It makes you sleepy,
Exactly.
or it gives you energy.
Hmm. You know, we like to say the body is a fruit that feeds the soul.
The body is the temple. Like the godliness, the cleanliness is godliness. We talk about cleaning the home. You have to clean your mind. You have to clean your temple, your
Hmm.
body.
It all goes hand in hand. Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this broadcast is about time, so I'm gonna pause it real quick, but we can continue on a second broadcast.
Okay. Well, do you? Okay, it's about to end.
Yeah, well,
All right, sis.
but
Yep.
yeah, I mean, do you have anything else more you want to add, or
Did it end
sorry,
already? Did
yeah,
it end already?
I ended the one on speaker, but if you want to continue more, I can start a second one. Did you have anything else more you wanted to add, or?
You that's what I was going to ask you. I was because it ended, and I was like gonna say like to do some announcements real quick.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do another one.
All right, for me, like we have a a documentary coming um shortly. We're gonna post it on YouTube, but you have to tune in. It won't be free. It won't be expensive either. You have to pay to watch the documentary. The funding will go to brothers that's incarcerated. A brother that's incarcerated has been incarcerated for over uh, 20 years. Uh, he was shorted by the system. It was his first time ever being locked up or doing anything, and they hit him with 50,000 books. You know what I mean? So it's going to be discussing some of the things that he saw, going to jail, and how that we as a people, that we say that we're the conscious community, whatever part of the conscious, are on, that these brothers need support. These sisters in prison need support as well. Um, I know many brothers and sisters that have been incarcerated. They have these beautiful talents, and they come home, and they're in prison. They learn about the consciousness, and they come home to something different. We need to support those brothers and those sisters. So the documentary will be surrounding those topics, and we're going to be reaching out for help. The brothers pay to watch it. It'll be some good entertainment. It'll be music on there. It will be poetry. We have some speakers or other people talking on there on the documentary. That's just one of the documentaries that we'll be doing. Um, oh, huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jermaine said, "See, chat, you gotta make you an avatar for when you on here for your face. You got the but I know it's from Atlantis Awakes. Also,
Oh
that's the
yeah.
next thing. Yeah, you got to do that. Temple of Mad Ray, uh, and just have it on there. We have, WAO radio, and then we got the Temple of Mad Ray. That's so beautiful.
Mhm. You know,
He said, mm-hmm. I was going to talk
yeah.
about Atlantis.
Oh
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Um, Also, with Atlantis Awakes publication, they have a whole lot coming. They have they want to start their we want to start their own communications. We could start our own. We just need our support. We could do our own Facebook. We go do That's what they're doing. They, reach out for information, like the videos and new information that help people, about homeschooling, cooking, eating, but they got that covered too. They got recipes. They have uh, flashcards for the children. They have a library. They have everything, you would need to help you and help others. So you definitely want to look out for that. Uh, Mookie May, the Alien MC, he'll be broadcasting soon. He's just working out his schedule, and so Mookie always has interesting topics to speak on. You got to listen with your divine ear because he got for you. We also don't broadcast that much, but then that's also I have a comic book coming as well as a self-help book. My self-help book is called Grow to Love. Is dealing with the mind and how you heal your mind to heal yourself. Healing your mind heals your physical, and because we know we're spiritual beings first, then we're physical beings. So that mind healing has to happen. So Grow to Love is really some of my journey, and really and like my memoirs to myself, that I found helps a lot of people. Also, I have the if you want to speak more on this, I'm sorry, because I know I didn't even do Atlantis Wakes Publications justice. So the Alien MC's comic book, the first one is called Return of the Black Sun, and I made my husband the main character in the book, mainly not because I'm on love and starstruck, but I seen how he showed up in my life in many ways before I even physically met him. I always told people about this man named Black Sun that I would meet and marry, and had out my whole life. I told everybody that. Even I was married before to another man, and he asked me what was my ideal man, and I told him because that was in my heart to tell him. So I we asked the honest question. He was mad after he got the answer, but and that's what that is really a comic book based on those journeys, and it's pretty interesting. So yeah, sis.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for all those announcements. Thanks for, shouting us out. But yeah, basically, on our website, we're gonna have a place where you don't need to use any of these other websites that aren't our own. It's a well-known fact that Facebook's owned by the CIA. It's a well-known fact. I mean, and Instagram and Twitter, all that, they all are part of Facebook, so obviously they're all part of it. So, you know, we want to have our own. So it's going to be like a Facebook, Instagram, YouTube thing all in one, which will be the social media platform of the site. So you can, post your own photos, your videos, blog posts, follow each other, have your own profile. Um, and then, you can also contribute to the community forum, which will be like our own discussion area. And there's going to be various topics. And then the online library is going to be more like a Scribd. So you know how on Scribd, you can download documents, read books, things like that. That's how ours is going to be designed as. So yeah, a lot of exciting things coming. And what the social media platform is going to do is it's going to bring a lot of like minds together, because especially in all these other social media platforms and YouTube and stuff, it's a sea of all different types of people, all different walks of life, which is not bad because it helps you connect to many different people. But what we're trying to do on Atlantis Awakes or Outland Asahoran is bring those jewels that you find on Facebook, those people that you connect with, that you know you feel like even though they're all the way across the other side of the earth or globe or country, you really connect with, and you feel like they're like a soul family, like or what we like to say in our language, usra.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to bring that community onto our own platform, so it could just be, just us, and um, there won't be any distractions, and we could just keep building and building and building. And it's going to be a beautiful place. I'm very excited for it to come out. We're working on coming out at the end of the month, so please stay tuned for that. And yeah, and then like the sister was saying, we're going to have a children's section which will feature, Fatima's comic books, and then we'll have our flashcards for languages, because we're going to teach, the children ancient languages, ancient tones, chants, things like that. We're going to have cartoons, videos, just fun things for like coloring books, just a lot of fun things for the children to enjoy, um, to learn and grow, because programming starts young. Like we talked about in the other show, the previous show, we want to do a lot of positive programming, a lot of positive things for the children to see their own image and their own likeness, um, to have a lot of inspiring stories. That's what we want to bring to the community. So it's not just about adults, it's really about the children too, because that's going to be the next generation. Um, and yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Anything else you would like to add, sister?
No, you covered it. Yep, that's why I said I didn't even do it justice. But I was trying
No,
to put
you
it all out my mind. Remember, I said I need to write it down before we go. You know, the natural talk, yeah, but like when I do the announcements, I need to write those down because if you just, I don't get it all out. Yeah.
Oh no, you're good. But I do, I just want to add to, I really love the fact that you're coming out with a documentary, and it's actually supporting brothers and sisters who are incarcerated, because those are kind of the people in society who are left to be forgotten. Like, no one really talks about this. Like, America has the highest rate of people in prison in the whole world. And, most of them are our people. And, it's left not talked up at all. So I think that's a great thing that you're doing, that you're coming out with this documentary. Um, we're gonna blast it all over our social media. We want everyone to tune into this. It's gonna be very inspiring. It's gonna be so good, and it's something that we all need to hear. We need to hear these people's voices. I think it's very important.
Yeah, because the prison isn't just a prison for the physical body. The prison really works on the spiritual body as well. So when we go,
Mhm.
when you read about all this unity in the books, because they get, they feel it. You get all this unity and all this stuff. You come home, ain't nobody really, you know. So we gotta stop that. We gotta help everybody. We gotta help ourselves. So, you know, I know everybody knows somebody from jail, and they have beautiful talents. Some of them you don't even know the talents that they have because they come home and they get pushed right to the system and to another system. So,
Exactly, another prison. It's kind of like, even if you're so-called free from that prison, you're locked into another prison.
hmm
And there's many matrices, once you get out of this matrix, you go into another matrix, and then once you get out of that matrix, you go into another matrix. So it's
hmm
about freeing yourself from all prisons. But definitely those brothers and sisters that are in there right now, you know, that's a big focus we need to do. Like you said, unity. Unity encompasses all of us, not just those of us who have a home, or there's people who are on the street right now. There's people who are in prison right now. It's all of us. And even the rich people, the so-called rich people who have everything, they're in a prison too. So
yeah,
it's really about all of us. And once we all work together, no matter where you are, we can we can move as a collective and we can elevate ourselves as a collective. Because imagine this, imagine hundreds of us, thousands of us on that same frequency, on that nine mind or that higher self. Imagine what great works we can do, not just as an individual. You know, an individual can reach that higher self, but imagine as a collective we reach that same frequency. We can defeat the enemy overnight.
Yeah. He's stupid. Jermaine over here making jokes. I'm sorry, sis.
Oh no, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we gotta raise the awareness and not just awareness. Do something.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, we got to do something about it. So that's why, came up with the documentary with the brother. He also has music that he made while in prison and a whole lot of other stuff. So I gotta. Anyway, we'll talk about that more. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a show coming up, that we could just talk about the documentary, do kind of like a preview of it, just to get people a taste of, what it's about. Maybe you can have the other brother on the show as well, and
Hmm.
we'll really dive deep into this.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So since I do have to end now, but we could
Okay.
also broadcast later if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, just let me know and we can get it in.
Well, yeah, we just want to thank the audience for tuning in,
Yes.
and stay tuned for our upcoming shows. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. Yep. It's always beautiful, C-Shot. Have a
It was a pleasure talking with you, like always.
good. All right, sis.
Wow.
Wadu.
Mhm.
Talk to you later.